Hello there, it is Monday evening, and that means it is time for another edition of Headstart Journals. And tonight I'm going to do a couple of little flippy kind of things. And these are techniques that I learned when I used to be a rubber stamper, teaching rubber stamping classes and making lots of greeting cards. But these things apply to a book as well. So I hope that you like these. We're going to do two different ones. So we're going to open our books and we're going to turn to a page in the first signature. If you remember here, we had these, let me just move that so you can kind of see. We had these really long pages that were from the penmanship book, and the front one we folded over and we glued. So this is a pocket. The one on the other side is the one we're going to use for the first little flipper, or whatever you want to call it. And so the first thing that I'm going to do here is this page comes over but not all the way to the end. And I want to extend that page a little bit and make it almost doesn't have to go all the way into the middle, but almost. Okay, so I just picked a scrap of paper here that is from an old scrapbook. It can be anything you want to extend that page, and I'm just going to glue that on there to make that a little longer. Hope everybody is doing well. I am well. My family is well. Had a nice weekend with lots of great weather. A little chillier than I would like, but I don't like it super hot, so I don't mind too much. I'm just going to make sure I'm not putting that glue like way down too far that I don't need to. And then glue along this edge here. So on Saturday, I drove up to Manistee with my sister, which is about an hour and 15 minutes or so north of where I'm at. There's a nice historic theater there called the Ramsdell, and they show the Met Live in HD performances there, the operas. So we went to see the Barber of Seville, and we met my mom and dad there. Now I'm just going to trim the bottom of this off so that it's the same width as the page. So we like to go to those operas, and we'd never seen the Barber of Seville, which is crazy because it's a really well-known one, and we loved it so much. It was a wonderful performance, and we just enjoyed it so much. I think it's probably one of my favorites now. Really liked it a lot. Okay. So what's going to happen with this, I don't have a sample to show you, but what's going to happen with this card is when you pull it, there's going to be an image in the middle, and it's going to appear like it flipped over. And so you're going to want to choose images that are opposites, or in this case, I printed little squirrels, and I printed one regular and one as a mirror image. You can, use whatever you want, but you need two images that are the same and also symmetrical. So it could be any shape as long as it's a symmetrical shape. And I'm choosing something simple like a rectangle. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut these out, both of them. You could use a circle or an oval. Those are harder to cut though, and you'll see with the cutting that we need to do. So I think the rectangle is, a great option. You could use something like a playing card that's already cut and really, easy, because you'd have two the same size, and just put your own image on it, or, whatever you want to do. I just printed these out, and we're just going to go with these for now. Not the quickest cutter in the world here. All right. So today I went with my husband and we met some of our friends, here in Whitehall, they have this little event every June called Feet on the Street. And it's just like a little community party, and they have some food trucks and some booths and stuff. It's fun. We had a good time at that too. Okay. All right, so here's our little squirrel. All right. Now, we have to do a tiny bit of measuring, and you guys, if you know me, I don't really like to do a whole lot of measuring, so I'm going to do it the cheaty way, okay? So I want to find the middle of this top flap, but I don't want to fold the whole thing in half, okay? Don't fold the whole thing in half, but I'm going to just fold this over to the edge and make a tiny little pinch here and a tiny little pinch at the bottom. All right, so now I have that marked, and I'm going to go ahead and just put a pencil mark on there that I will come back and erase later. Okay? Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with our little squirrel. We're going to find the middle. I'm just going to turn him over here and do the same thing. Top and bottom. And I'm going to put the little tiny pencil mark on him as well. Ooh, that one came out really dark. Oopsie. All right. Okay. All right. And now I just want to take and draw this line in a little bit so I can see it. We're going to go very lightly, and I'm just going to connect those two marks with my ruler and just very lightly make a line. Okay, so you can probably not even see that, but I can see it. It's just a very fine thin line right there. Okay, and now we're going to take our little squirrel and we're going to center him up and down, and we're going to match up our little center marks with the line. So we're going to be gluing him down on here. So I'm going to get my glue. Sorry. All right. And he doesn't really have to be centered up and down. That's just how I want it on here. You can make it however you want it to be on the page. I think we need to go up a little bit. I'm going to put him right there. Okay. All right. Okay. So he's glued down. There he is. Okay. Now you don't need really these lines anymore. That's a terrible eraser. Let's see if I got a better one here. Why is it that the erasers get so hard and then they don't work very well? All right. Okay, but I'm going to, oh, there's even stray pencil marks on there that I didn't do. They're from whatever. I'm going to leave the ones on the image here for now. Now, we're going to do some knife cutting, okay? So, I have this little cutting mat, which is great. If you don't have a little cutting mat, you could use a thin magazine or something like that to put underneath there. It's just to protect the stuff underneath so you're not cutting through any more than one layer. And I'm going to cut right around. You can make it a little bit larger, okay? So I'm going to cut a little bit bigger than my image from my pencil mark here down, around, and up to my pencil mark here. So I'm just going over like a millimeter or two, and I'm cutting. Okay. Straight lines are not hard. You just do it very carefully, okay? If you don't get it perfect, it is okay. It's still going to look really cool. Like, see, my line I can tell already is not perfectly straight. But I just kind of put my knife down and I just pull my whole arm back straight, and that helps you go nice and straight instead of curvy. All right. Okay, and I may have to touch that up a little bit there, but we want this to be loose, okay? And I got it. Not too bad. Okay, so I'll take this out, and you can see now that this is loose, okay? And we're going to take this top layer now, and we're going to fold it over and over to the edge of the page. Okay, so it's kind of cool because everything still matches up and everything. Okay, all right. Now, when we open this page, we're going to put a little tab on here. We're going to pull here, and then that, can you see how that flips over? So we're going to put the other squirrel right on the back of here. Okay, so we can just open up the page. And this isn't hard because you have your cutting marks to use as a guide, and you're just going to line that up there so you have about the same amount all the way around and glue it down again, okay? Right, very good. I'm always a little bit wistful when I'm making these on Sunday because I know it's the end of the weekend. And it is what it is. I hope it helps you, because I have these little videos. I hope that helps to make your Mondays a little bit better. Okay, so let's take a look now again how this looks. So little squirrel is facing to the right. We pull on this little page and open it up, and now he's flipped over and he's facing that way. Okay? And then we're just going to put, we have a little space here, so we're going to put a little tab on this. I'm not going to do it right now, but just some kind of a little tab so you know to pull this and open it up that way. Okay? All right, so there is that one. Now we're going to do one more kind of similar kind of thing. And this one we're going to go all the way back to the fourth signature. We're going to do the very last page. We're going to use this page right here. Okay. All right. This is just this really nice old book page here. And we need to make this bigger. Okay. So I'm going to put my cutting mat aside because I'm done with that. Let's grab the little hand here. Somebody thought that was pretty funny that I had that little hand. All right. Okay, and I'm going to use this. We're going to add to this page this way. So what I need to do, or I mean, if you want to think about it, we're going to add to it this way. We're just going to like glue this on here and make this page really long. We won't use all of it, but it's just easier to put it on that way right now. So first of all, this is the page that has the funky little paper at the bottom. And on this side, we are just going to glue that down so that it's not catching and ripping and such. We're not going to make a pocket in here or anything, so we're done with this. We might do something different on the other side where it's at, but for this, you can go ahead and glue this down. Okay. All right. Now we're going to extend this page. And I kind of like the little holes, so I'm going to leave the holes on there and line it up with the top of the page. And I'm just going to glue it right on there so that it's about just a little strip of it, okay? We could measure everything and cut it to size beforehand, but I'm just not, that's not my forte. So, all right, and I'm just going to put the glue along here. All right. And then I'm just going to glue this on, try to keep it straight. I'm going to pull this down a little bit so I can see the edge here and make sure I have it straight. Let me flip it over and look at the other side. I think it's pretty good. It's good enough for me. Okay, all right. Now, for this page, we're going to use several images that go together. So, I did the same kind of thing. I printed some leaves, and I printed like 3 of them facing that way, and then I flipped them and I did 3 of them facing the other way. I wasn't sure how many I was going to use. I'll probably use 4. Okay, all right. So once you have that little image, we are going to, first of all, fold the page back over so that it's even with the edge of the original page. It's hard to see. You can do it both ways too. I'm just going to kind of pull it. It doesn't have to be perfect. If it's, you know, a little bit over, it's not going to hurt anything. Okay, let's see how I did. I think that's fine. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and crease it this way, and then I'll flip it the other way, because I want this page to be oriented. Oh my goodness, things are flying everywhere. This way. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Now, we're going to make a little zigzag in here. A little ziggy-zaggy. Okay. And you can make, so we're going to fold back and then forth. Okay. And you can make it as big of a zigzag as you want, but you don't want it as wide as your image. You want it to be narrower than that. What is it? I did not do that very straight. I'm like, why is that? It looks so crooked there where the fold is, but it's okay. It's all right. What I probably should do next is trim the bottom off here so that that's not screwing with my mind. Okay, so we're going to try our best to do that straight. We're just going to eyeball it. I'm eyeballing it today. You can't see me, but here I come with my scissors. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's a little bit short. It's okay. It's all right. Okay. It's all good. Okay. So we have this. We have plenty of paper here, so I'm not going to worry about it. We don't want it to be as wide as this, so I'm going to fold it about here, okay? We're just going to fold it back upon itself and crease it. You guys can probably tell better than me if I'm getting these straight. Okay. And then we're going to fold it back again, matching it up with this. So we've made a little, like a little mountain in the middle. This is actually kind of similar to, you're going to think this looks a little bit like how I did the bee pop-up last week. Okay, all right. So now I have this situation, okay? If I open this page and pull, we have this little expanding part here. I'll show you from the top. It's like that. Okay, all right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put some leaves on those little, on that mountain. Okay, so some are going to be on this side and some are going to be on this side. Okay, and when you open it up flat, you will see all the leaves together. So I'm going to put one here. I'm just kind of planning it out right now. We'll put one here. Make sure you're not going over, it's got to be on one side of the mountain or the other, okay? So I'm going to put one here. I'm just planning. One here. One, the other one. That. They're all just kind of falling down. I should put them going in different directions. That might be more interesting, huh? Let's see. What if we put this one upside down like that, or like that? No, like this, maybe like that. Okay, one there. Okay. One here. We'll put them in different directions. You know what? I want them all lined up. I'm just going to make them all even. So I'm just going to do it, guys. I'm going to do the top one and the bottom one, and then we'll come back and do the others. So what we're doing, okay, let's make ourselves clear here. Okay. We are only gluing that on the upside of the mountain, okay? So we're not gluing it down on this side. We're only gluing it on one side of the mountain, okay? And so this is a little tricky because it's hard to know where to put your glue. We're just gonna do a little glue on there to start, okay? So I'm not gonna worry too much about over here. I'm just gonna get this part for now, so I know that it's stuck down where I want it, okay? And I'm gonna put it right there, okay? So I can then come in here underneath and add some glue to make sure that it's stuck down, okay? All right, so there's the first one, okay? Now I'm gonna do 2, 3, and 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the fourth one down here, and I'm gonna put it about the same distance from the bottom as that one is from the top. And we're gonna just glue it on the other side of the mountain, okay? So kind of the same thing here. Just a little bit of glue to start. Sorry, I don't know if you could see me. And I want them to be oriented about the same. They're just about even, and pretty close to the bottom there. I want it about like that. Okay, all right. And then I can just come in here underneath and add a little glue. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's just going to hold it on there. It's good. It's all good. Okay. All right. Now we just need to space the other two in there. So we're going to do one here like this, and we're going to do one here like that. Okay. And just kind of make them even. All right. So let's do it. Look about right? I think that's about right. Not going to sweat it too much. All right, and then this one, the glue goes on this side. Okay. Oh, no, it goes on the other side. Oopsie. All right, we won't use that one. We use this one. Glue's supposed to go on this side. See what I did there? Good thing I had an extra because I wasn't thinking very well. Okay. All right, and then this one's going to go here like this. We'll put that one down a little bit more. Okay, all right. So I wanted this to look like some leaves were falling from a tree. Okay, all right. Okay, so now this is going to show you how this is going to be. It's going to fold up like this in your book. And there, it's all disappeared and you can't see any of it. Now you have a choice here. You can just cut this off and have it just a page that you open. You could have a little tab there or something. But I'm going to make it like a little accordion here so that you just pull it and open it, and then the leaves kind of just tumble out like that. Okay? All right. So we'll be putting a tab on here or decorating this a little bit, but that's it, guys. Short and sweet tonight. I hope you liked those little flippy doos, and I will see you again next Monday with some more cool ideas. Have a great week. Bye.